Hello, good evening everyone. This is Malakrishnan here, and today I am going to talk about the GDPR and how the GDPR has been comes under, and then how the European Union is defined about the personal data. So, which I am going to derive that one. And if you talk about in the cybersecurity, it have multiple domains like IAM, PAM, and SOC, SIEM, vulnerability assessment, and GRC, and like that, a number of tools they are using, applications to store the customer data and to protect whatever data they have in the company wise or else personal wise. So in that, I am going to derive about the GDPR, which is like GDPR is the general data protections and regulations. So how the data has been protected by from the client and how the collector and the processor. So if you talk about what is GDPR, so the general data protection regulations is the law of European Union that came into the picture. So when they enhanced in 2018. So by the time it has been the business protect the personal data and upholds the rights of each and everyone who resides in the European Union to data privacy. To define the data privacy, it came into the pictures. So the regulation outlines it have 8 privacy rights. So it is one of the data privacy, and the corporations must support. So the support of that, and the 7 data protection also they have derived, and it's our separate principles, which is like a data privacy. It's one of the data privacy key aspects. So it comes under it. What does GRP means? The GDPR means that the GDPR certain policies that rights from the European Union citizens. So such as the right has been rights to be forgotten, the rights obtained your user and consents or their consent, the based on their consents before sharing your data with the third party. So for from an organization, the GDPR is a legal framework that covers the governance, risk and compliance, which GRC come into the picture. Like when the GRC has been protected, the data privacy and data management for any organizations with customer of UK for UK their own data which company itself is located. So the to follow those things, what are the 7 principles? The 7 principles, which is lawful, fairness and transparency, and propose limitations, data minimizations and accuracy, and storage limitations, and confidentiality, availability, and what are the availabilities they talk about. So these are the 7 principles which they talk about, and accountability. So these things are the principles, and what is they do some penalty in case of it has been missed out from the business end, the business that do not the process by the GDPR rules. Regarding that, data processor, the data processing, data security and the data protections run the risk of occurring FNT fines. The maximum fines may be lesser than offense of 11 millions, and it is greater than 2% of their company annual. And globally, the global revenue also, it may be like 11%. So for more serious offense, and the maximum fine would be double of that, 22 millions or 4%. It may be annual gross revenue. So like that, the data has been protected. If the data is failed to review, or else how it has been, so it may be derived with the personal and then sensitive data. What the personal data and then sensitive data represent? The personal data represent any information related to the data subject that is used directly or indirectly reveal a person identity. On the other hand, the sensitive represent information related to the data subject and fundamental rights and intimacy and legitimate their own on their on their own key aspects, and then the free wills, and how the their health records, such as whichever contains the personal data and political opinions or else religious belief. So like that, they will evaluate the structure of such an audit and reports, and out of some other derived will be there for including security test and optics, those things it was there. And what are the all this accountability, integrity, those things, no, it is one of the data privacy key aspects. So when we talk about the key aspects, the data privacy, what is data privacy? The data privacy is called information privacy, refers to the proper handling processes, processing, storage, and protection of personal data to ensure that the individuals informations remains secure or used friendly, fairly, transparency, and lawful. So which we talk about that key aspects. So the major key aspects is the defines of personal data. The personal data, which is like any informations which is belongs to the individuality directly or indirectly, whatever I said, like if you took an example of email and phone number and their IP address, the local data and financial details and their health records, like that it has been whatever it belongs to an individual, like that personal data, that will be key aspects of the data privacy. So and in that majorly in the GDPR we will follow the core principle already in the earlier which I shared to you, the lawful, fairness, and the transparency of individuality, and what the collector, as per the consent we will be reviewing their records and legally and openly. So the purpose of limitations, we use data only for reasons it was collected from them. So the collector will give the records and the processor will process their records. So like that it was doing. What is data minimization? In the data privacy, the data minimization collect only what is necessary documents of an individual. So like that's the accuracy, we follow the accuracy of that to keep the data up to date. So these all we follows. And storage limitations, we don't keep data longer than what we needed. Okay, so like that we used to follow those things. And storage and accountability, the storage and accountability is an secure data against the unauthorized access or loss, so whichever comes. And accountability, the organization must prove they comply with the privacy law. So like that all those things which comes under here. And if you talk about the legal frameworks, is the GDPR, the European Union, what they derived, and then one of the strict is most influence privacy law, and India Digital Personals Data, it's a Privacy Act and Privacy Right Acts, like that. The Digital Personal Data also Protection Act, like DPDPA, which is enhanced on 2023. So other regionals and other specific law like HIPAA, it's related to the health of US, that personals comes, and that individuals DSS of the payment data, etc., like that. It was what is the individual rights? The individual rights to be informed, their consent, and then access to request the copy of the data, and rectifications of the data, and data probability, and then certain automated reports, like that. We do the best practice for the organization, implementing data protection policies, and conduct data protections impact assessment, the assessment DPIA. So data protection impact assessment we used to follow in the GDPR, which is an high risk processing. So for the individuality, using of encryptions and anonymizations, and train the employee on the privacy awareness. So how the GDPR is working, what are the data privacy comes under into the picture. So like that, maintaining incident response planning of the data breaches. So how the data has been protected, and how we are maintaining, following review the vendor and third parties. What are the third parties they are doing to maintaining the GRC, governance, risk and compliances. So like that we used to follow. If suppose if you come for the challenging in the data privacy, growing use of AI and big data analytics, and risk of cybersecurity threats and data breaches. So balancing privacy and managing cross-border data. So transferring user different level of data. So like that we used to follow such a data, and which we comes like the follow of all the cybersecurity aspects will protect your data. So like that, the GDPR is one of the major data protections and data privacy which we follows guidelines as per the controls, and along with the team of which we reported to the CISO as like organization level and then individuality level. So like that we used to work on it. So this is all about the GDPR. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching this.